All right, so for another set of discussion, so this time I'll be discussing the set B of your examination. So based on situation A, this is an actually loaded bar. No? So fortunately, this is statically determinate. But since the bar is protruded vertically, so for easier analysis, I will rotate this figure counterclockwise, no? So para mas madali natin siyang ma-solve. So the objective for this problem is to determine the deformations for segment 2, segment 3, and the total deformation of the members. No? So all parameters are given. We have the modulus of elasticity and their specific set of diameters. No? So, as for our first step, uh, sabi ko nga, we have to set up yung kanyang actual force diagram. So, starting at point A, I'll rotate yung figure. So, mapupunta siya dito sa left side. And then, point B, and then point C, and then point. So, at point D, so ito yung 28 kilonewtons. We have 14 at point C, and then we have 40 at point B. So, since naka-attach siya sa point A, therefore, meron siya magiging reaction, and I'll assume na yung reaction na yun will be to the left or based dun sa original figure niya, upwards yung reaction. So, I'll call this as PA. So, solving for the value of PA, we can use summation of forces along x equal to 0. To the right is positive. So therefore, our reaction at point A will be, so that's 40 plus 14 plus 28 minus PA equal to 0. So PA is equal to the summation of all the forces applied. So this is 82 kilonewtons. And then I'll proceed on establishing the influence lines. So PA is to the left. So tama yung assumption. So since this is to the left, pag tinat natin siya sa actual force diagram, negative siya, no? But in this figure, force A is acting away from the body. Therefore, this is in tension and all positive values will be in compression. So from point A to point B, pupunta siya. And then will be counteracted by the 40 kilonewtons. So this will result into negative 42. So somewhere here. And then from point B, that negative 42 will still go on to point C. And then will be counteracted by the 14 kilonewtons. So this will result into negative 28. And then finally will be closed at point D. So it means that all of the internal forces acting on the members are in tension. So basically it means our or the whole member will be stretched or will be elongated. So to determine the deformation, since deformation for member AB will be included in later's analysis for the total deformation, so kunin na rin natin. So you just have to be consistent. So deformation at member AB or bar 1, so that's PL over AE. So we have an internal force of negative, or since this is tension, this is positive, 82 kilonewtons. So to be converted by newtons para maging consistent tayo. So the length of member AB is 1.8 meters. So that's times 1,000 over the area. So since only the diameter is given, we have to determine its area. So that's pi over 4 for a circular area times the diameter for bar 1, which is 25 millimeters. And the modulus of elasticity is a constant of 100. So multiplied by 1,000 to make it megapascal. So from this, we can cancel out the 1,000, and yung 1,000 na lang dun sa force yung matitira. So to solve for the value of the deformation, so all you have to do is to input this in your calculators. And then we'll have the value of 3.0069 millimeters. Okay. Okay, so for number 6, so we have to determine the deformation at bar 2. So we will utilize the same formula. So for the internal force for bar 2, that is 42 times 1,000. Length of bar 2 is 1.2 meters. So again, hindi natin siya kailangan i-multiply ng 1,000 since later on it will be canceled out. So for the area of bar 2, so it shares a similar diameter with bar 1. So that's still 25 squared. And then for the modulus of elasticity, that is equal to 100. So solving for the value of the deformation 2, so all you have to do is to uh, input it in your calculators. So the deformation on bar 2 is equal to 1.0267 millimeters. This is in tension or elongation. So answer for number 6. So for number 7, the deformation on bar 3. Yeah. So again, similar method, but instead we will use an internal force value of 28 kilonewton. So multiplied by 1,000. The length of the member is 1.6. Area. So it has a different set of diameter. So this is 14 millimeters. And then similar material, this is 100 gigapascal. So solving for the value of the deformation, so this is equal to 28,000 times 1.6 per pi over 4 times 14 squared times 100. So this is equal to 2.9103 millimeters in tension. And then lastly, for number 8, so we have to determine the total deformation. So that is equal to deformation 1 plus deformation 2 plus deformation 3. Since all deformations are in tension, so basically we just have to add up all the values for the deformation, and then it will result to 6.9439 millimeters. So answer for number, so okay, so for situation B, so this is another actually loaded bar problem, but this time this is statically indeterminate. So our strategy here is we must establish the equation or another set of equation using the principle of superposition. So in the question, it states that if the gap between C and the rigid ball at D is initially 0.15 millimeters, so it means there is an initial gap between point C and point D. And then a force P that is equal to 200 kilonewton is applied to the assembly when we're given of the modulus of elasticity. So diameters for the members are given, and we have to determine the following support reaction. So at point A and at point B. So fortunately, we only have to determine the reactions. No? So uh, setting up the free body diagram, we will know that this force 200 kilonewton will push member AB up to point D. So this will result to a reaction at point D. So in this free body diagram, so I will include na yung naging reaction niya at point D nung natulak siya nung force. So ito siya. So this is point A, point D, and point E. So merong applied force na 200 kilonewtons, and then I assume the support will resist it to the left. No? So this is force E, this is force A. Okay. So by determining or establishing the equation of equilibrium along x equal to 0, to the right is positive. So it will become negative PA plus 200 minus PD equal to 0, or this is PA plus PD is equal to 200, equation 1. No. So again, no, we have to generate another set of equation using principle of superposition. So I'll set the force D as, the redundant. So therefore, the original system is equal to the system in which the redundant is removed. No? So ito siya ngayon. So drawing ko ulit yung panibagong free body diagram niya wherein the redundant has been removed. No? So this will cause the member to freely deform at point D. So magkakaroon siya ng deformation caused by the load. No? So that I'll call this as deformation caused by the load P. So to determine the deformation at point D, so that is equal to the total deformation of the members. So this is the deformation of AB plus the deformation of BD. So to determine the deformation, so of course, we establish the actual force diagram for this system. No? And by observation, we will know that PA is also equal to 200. So this will result into a tension member with a value of 200 kilonewtons. So as you can see, wala tayong nabuong internal force at member BD. So the deformation on BD will be equal to 0. So deformation of AB is equal to PL over AE. So this is our force is 200 kilonewtons. So I'll multiply this by 1,000. The length of member AB is 600 millimeters. So this is already in millimeters, so there's no need for conversion. So for the area, this is a circular area, so that's pi over 4 times the diameter squared. We have a diameter of 50 for member AB, and then modulus of elasticity is 200. So by multiplying 1,000, we'll convert this into megapascal. So to solve for the deformation, that is equal to 200,000 times 600 pi over 4 times 50 squared is 200,000. So the deformation on AB is equal to 0.33056 millimeters. So the deformation on P is equal to 0.3056 millimeter. So I'll just highlight this value. So babalikan natin yan mamaya. And then, of course, by the method of superposition, we have to return our redundant. No? So pag nireturn na natin yung redundant, no? So hindi na natin i-consider yung mga forces na kinonsider natin on the previous sample, I mean, in the previous free body diagram. So, babalik na natin si PD. So, lalagay natin siya at point D. So, this will be the new point D. I'll call this D prime, B, and A. So, ibabalik niya ngayon yung point D to its original uh, location. No? So, I'll call this deformation as deformation at D prime. So, that deformation at D prime is equal to the deformation AB plus, oops, BD prime. Now, so again, to compute for the deformation of AB, so we just have to expand this to PL over AE plus PL over AE for the second member. So for AB, oh, makikita natin from the actual force diagram, magkakaroon siya ng imaginary reaction, no, caused by PD. So I'll call this as PA prime is also equal to PD. So therefore, yung ating actual force diagram is subjected to compression, no? So yung value of the internal forces from point A to point B is actually PD lang din. So pag in-expand natin tong equation na to, this will be equal to PD times the length of the first member, which is 600 over the area, that's pi over 450 squared times 200 megapascal. So, deformation ng consideration natin will be negative for compression. So, plus negative PD. So, for member BD prime, that is, for member BD prime, yeah, length will be 600 millimeters. Then, yung length ng BD over pi over 4, diameter is 25 squared times 200,000. So, all we have to do is to simplify, get the value for the numerical values para maging isa na lang siya. So, simplifying, so it will become negative. So, lagay ko na para hindi ko makalimutan. So, that's negative 7.6394 times 10 raised to negative 6 PD. So, kapag pinagsama-sama natin tong equation na to, so the original deformation at D is equal to the deformation caused by the load P plus the deformation caused by uh, the redundant, no? O tinawag natin siya D prime. So initially, no, at point D meron siyang gap na 0.15. So equate natin to 0.15 equals the deformation caused by the load is 0.3056. No? And then yung nakuha natin dito sa pagbalik ng redundant is equal to negative 7.6394 times 10 raised to negative 6 PD. So solving for the value of PD, no? So we have one equation, one unknown. So our value will be 2368.09. So since nag-convert tayo into newtons kanina, this will be in newtons. So actually, this is the answer for point D. And we are required na kilonewton siya. So we have to divide it to 1,000. So that's 20.37 kilonewtons for number 10. So nauna si number 10. Nasagot. Yan. And then using equation 1, so we have PA plus, so positive yung nakuha, tama yung assumption natin, 20.37 equals 200. So therefore, PA is equal to 179.63 kilonewtons for number 9. Okay. So that's the answer and solution for situation B. All right, so moving on to the next situation. So we have situation C. So a coplanar force system. So basically, this is a statically indeterminate problem because the lack of horizontal forces and makes it statically indeterminate. No, so by the problem, no, so consists rigid bar BDF is supported by three identical 15 millimeter diameter steel rods. No, so the dimensions, the spacings are given. So our objective here is to determine the value of the forces for rod 2 and rod 3. And additionally, we have to determine the vertical displacement at point P. So this is a three question since the vertical displacement at point B is also equal to the deformation of rod 1. No? So, sige. So, for our first step, no, again, we have to determine or to establish the free body diagram of the bar. No, as you can see, ayun, set up natin siya. Okay. So, the supports, no? So, for rod 1, ayun, so I'll call this as F1. For rod 2, I'll call this as F2. And for rod 3, I'll call this F3. No? And then we have an applied force somewhere between point B and D. No? So, lagay na natin yung mga spacings. So, this is 2.5 meters, 2.5 meters. So, the value of the force applied is 75 kilonewtons. Yeah. So, the distance of the applied force to point B is 1.5 meters. Okay. So, for our equation, since ang objective natin is F2 and F3, so it will be convenient kung mag-take tayo ng summation of moment equal to 0 at point B para ma-eliminate na natin si F1. So, that will be convenient for us. So, to set up the equation, so P will rotate clockwise. So, that's 75 times 1.5. And then we have F2 will rotate counterclockwise. And then F3 will also rotate counterclockwise. Okay. So simplifying the equation, we have 2.5 F2 plus 5 F3 equals to the moment of the force to point B. So that's equal to 112.5. Equation 1, no? So if we take the summation of forces along y-axis equal to 0, so we will have F1 plus F2 plus F3 equal to 75. So sabihin na natin this is our equation 2. So as you can see, no, hindi naman tayo makakapag-summation of force along x-axis. And the number of the reactions does exceed, no, yung available equation natin. So, therefore, this is statically indeterminate. So, for this type of problem, no, kailangan natin mag-generate again ng another set of equation by establishing yung kanyang deformation diagram. No? Para makapag-generate tayo ng force deformation equation. So, the tendency of the structure, so we just have to draw yung kanyang original position. So, I'll call this B, point D, point F. No? So, since asymmetrically yung pag-apply nung force at point D, so the tendency is mas mababa yung magiging displacement nung nasa left side beyond point D kesa dun sa right side. So this will become the new position of the bar. So itong length na to, this is displacement at point B or equal din siya dun sa naging deformation ng rod 1. This is a deformation at point D or the deformation of rod 2 and the deformation of rod 3. So as you can see, nakapag-form tayo ng trapezoidal shape with this deformation diagram. So kailangan ma-eliminate natin or ma-produce natin yung triangle so we can proceed with the ratio and proportion. So ito siya. So by projecting yung bar, I mean yung F prime papunta dun sa left side, makakabuo tayo ng right triangle. And from that right triangle, so I just have to isolate yung right triangle na yun. So makakapag-form tayo ng bagong sides. Ayan. So itong side na to will be deformation 1 minus deformation 3. No? So itong side na to, no, that is equal to that deformation 1 minus itong deformation 3. Para itong side na lang yung matitira. No? Kaya nag-come up tayo dyan. So, dito naman sa gitna, we have to follow the similar concept. So, this is deformation 2 minus deformation 3. No? So, from this deformation diagram, we could use ratio and proportion to relate the two equations. So, we have the bigger triangle. So, that's deformation 1. So, ito 2.5 pa rin naman yan. Minus deformation 3 over 5 equals deformation 2 minus deformation 3 over 2.5. Moving on, we have to expand yung equation natin. So, this will become F1, L1, A1, E1 over 3. Or, better, i-cross multiply na natin yung uh, mga denominators, no? Para hindi na dumami yung fractions natin. So, this will become 2.5. No? So, that's F1 minus, sorry, F1, L1, A1, E1 minus, that's for rad 3. So, F3, L3, A3, E3 equals, so, yung isa naman is 5. No? Yes. So, F2, L2, A2, E2 minus F3, L3, A3, and E3. No? So, inserting the values for the lengths and the areas. No? So, medyo maproseso lang talaga. But be patient lang, no? So F1, so the length of the rods are the same. So let's convert this into um, millimeters. Yeah. So area naman, diameter yung binigay. So that's 15 millimeters. So that's pi over 4, 15 squared. And modulus of elasticity is 200,000. So since hindi tayo naglagay ng 1,000 dito, we assume na this is already this is in mm, kilonewtons. No? Kaya hindi tayo naglagay. So, lagay tayo ng additional 1,000 dito para i-assume natin na this is in kilonewtons. Kaya tayo naglagay ng 1,000. So, minus F3. So, similar lang. So, copy-paste. Kung magkaka-copy-paste lang natin yan. Times 1,000. So, identical kasi yung properties niya. And then, ganun din sa kabilang side. So, sana magkasya. So, this is F2. So, copy-paste lang ng properties dahil identical naman sila. So, this is so minus. So, F3 naman, ganun din. So, next step is to simplify. So, simplify lang natin. Kaya yan. So, matitira dyan. So, ibig sabihin, isang beses mo lang siya kukumputin dahil ah pare-pareho naman sila. So, mabilis lang yung magiging, isang beses nyo lang siya kukumputin. So, this will become 0.0884 F1 minus 0.084 F3 is equal to 5, 0.084 F2 minus 0.084 F3. So, distribute naman natin yung nasa labas. So, this will become 0.21 F1 minus, so pareho lang, 0.21 F3 equals 0.42 F2 minus 0.42 F3. So, combine similar terms, no? So, i-arrange natin siya. So, unahin ko si F1. So, F2, I'll transpose this on the left side. So, this will become negative 0.42 F2. And then finally, si F3, pag transpose natin, so 0. So, magiging kalahati lang. So, this will become positive 0.42 F3 equal to 0. So, this will become our equation 3. So, solving simultaneous equations. So, three equations, three unknowns. So, equation 2 natin is yung F1 plus F2 plus F3 equals 75. And then for equation 1, so almost naka-arrange na rin siya. So this is 2.5 F2 plus 5 F3 equals 112.5. So equation 2, equation 1. So solving for three equations, three unknowns. So gamit na lang tayo ng calculator technique. So that's mode 5, 2. So value for F1 is 38.57 kilonewtons. This is 27.86 kilonewtons. And then we have 8.57 kilonewtons. So based dun sa problem, so this is number 12. This is number 13. And then for number 14, so the displacement of point B is also equal to the deformation of rod 1. So that's F1, 38.57 times 10 raised to 3. And then we have the length of bar 1, which is equal to 3. So again, di na natin kailangan i-multiply yan kasi ng 1,000 kasi maka-cancel out lang din siya. So that's pi over 4, 15 squared, and then area is, or modulus of elasticity is 200. So deformation of bar 1 or displacement of point B is equal to 3.2739 millimeters. So this is our number 40. So for situation D, so a concurrent force system is waiting to be solved. So this is statically indeterminate, no, since we have three unknowns and we can only use two equation for this, or two equilibrium equation for this problem. Additionally, we have thermal parameters. So thermal stresses are involved, no? So the temperature or the condition for the temperature in this system uh, states that the temperature increases by 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So it means nagkaroon tayo ng elongation doon sa system and makaka-apekto yun sa magiging deformation diagram natin. So our objective here is to determine, no, what will be the normal stresses at bar 1 and 2, and finally for the displacement at point, no. So for this type of problem, our first step again is to establish the free body diagram, no, at point D. So our free body diagram will look like this, no. So we have member, I'll call this as PDC. I'll call this as PBD. Then I'll call this as PAD. And then Dito yung naka-apply na force P equal to 34 kips. No? So, it will be better kung hahanapin na rin natin yung angle in between. So, using the triangle from the equation, I'm sorry, from the system. So, we have B. So, this is equal to 18 feet. So, the length of bar 1, hindi siya stated, I believe. So, yung A is equal to 10 feet. So, using Pythagorean theorem, we could solve for the length of AD. So, solve na natin. So, that's equal to square root of 10 squared plus 18 squared. So, this is 20.59 feet. And then, additionally, okay na and everything. So, we could get yung angle in between. So, let's call this as theta. So, we could utilize cosine. Cosine theta is equal to 18 over 10. Therefore, theta is equal to I'm sorry, it's not 10 pala. 20.59. So, this is 29.05 degrees. So, 29.05 degrees. So, similar lang din dun sa kabila since symmetrical siya. So, by writing the equations of equilibrium, we could start summing the forces along x equal to 0. So, you have negative PAD sine 29.05 plus PDC sine 29.05 equal to 0. So, the values could be cancelled and this is equal to PAD. So, negative PAD plus PDC is equal to 0. So, ira-write ko siya na ganyan para later on, pag nag-3 equations, 3 unknown tayo, mabilis na lang. No? And then, summation of forces along Y equal to 0. So, we have positive PAD cosine 29.05 plus PBD plus PDC cosine 29.05. So this is equal to 34 kips. So this is our equation 2. So for our last equation, so we have to establish yung deformation diagram of the figure. So this is point D. No? So what will happen is magkakaroon siya ng displacement due to the load. So deformation of BD. So siya yung siya yung na deform, and then another deformation based naman sa thermal. So for the left side of point D, may stretch CDC and will be also elongated due to the temperature change of DC. So adjust ko lang yung figure. So ito naman. And then similarly dun sa kabilang side, may stretch naman si AD, and additionally, mag-stretch pa siya due to the temperature change. So, thermal deformation of. So, ito yung ating angle, no, from the initial figure. Okay. So, uh, since the triangles are symmetrical, pwede tayong mag-consider ng kahit isang triangle lang, no? So, you can consider itong nasa left side na triangle, no? So, i-enlarge ko lang yung figure para mas makita niyo. So, this is equal to deformation of DC plus the thermal deformation of DC, and then deformation of BD plus thermal deformation of BD. And nandito yung 29.05 na angle. So by relating the two sides, we could use cosine function. Cosine 29.05 is equal to adjacent. So plus thermal deformation over deformation of BD plus thermal deformation of BD. So this is our forced thermal deformation equation. So solve na rin natin yung thermal deformations para i-input na lang natin kapag sinimplify. So starting with thermal deformation of DC. So since conveniently pare-pareho sila hindi sila pare-pareho, I'm sorry. No, so bar 1 is still, so meron siyang coefficient of thermal expansion na 6.5 times 10 raised to negative 6, so alpha. So the length of DC, so nasod natin yung kanina, that is 20.59. And then the temperature change is equal to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So thermal deformation of DC is equal to 8.0301 times 10 raised to negative 3 inches. I'm sorry. This is feet, no? So therefore this is feet. So you have to take note of that, no? Kasi ang hinihingi sa ating units is in inches. So convert na natin to into inches by multiplying 12. So this will become 0.0964 inches. So for the thermal deformation of BD, so BD or yung bar 2 is bronze. So yung kanyang thermal or kanyang coefficient of thermal expansion is equal to 12.2 times 10 raised to negative 6. So the length is 18 feet. So i-multiply na natin dito ng 12 para inches na yung lalabas, and the change in temperature is 60. So this is equal to 0.1581 inches. So highlight ko lang yung mga values para gamitin natin. And then we'll continue by expanding itong thermal deformation diagram. No? So we have cosine 29.05. Okay. Is equal to PL over AE of DC. So that's PDC, length DC, area DC, and then EE DC. Plus the thermal deformation of DC, 0.0964 over the deformation of BD. Plus the thermal deformation of BD is 0.1581. Well, so, simplify muna natin. Insert natin yung mga values. So, we have PDC. So, length of DC, solve natin kanina, that is 20.59. So, take note, naka-fit yun. So, multiply natin ito ng 12 para maging inches. Area is even, pare-pareho sila ng area. So, medyo convenient tayo doon. Bar 1 is, or sorry, PDC or bar 1 is steel. So, we will use 30,000 ASI. So, 30,000 KSI. Yeah. So, wala naman tayo masyado magiging problema since naka-keeps naman na yung value. So, hindi ko nag-convert yung E. So, all over PBD naman. So, length ng bar 2 is 18 feet. So, that's 18 times 12 over area. And then, modulus of elasticity ng bronze is 15,000 PSI plus 0.1581. So, simplify natin yung mga numerical values. So, yung sa right side, di muna natin pakikialamanan. So, that is equal to 6.89 times 10 raised to negative 3 PDC plus 0.0964 over 0.0115 PBD plus 0.15 equal. So, further simplification, cross-multiply natin yon. So, i-diretso ko na, i-multiply. So, 0.01. So, we will have 0.01, 0101. No? So, 4 decimal place na lang natin. PBD plus, pag minultiply mo to dito, plus 0.1582, 0.1382. Okay. And then equal dun sa kabilang side, 6.589. Copy lang natin. PDC plus 0.0964. So, okay. I-rearrange natin ngayon, no? yung equation natin for us to set up yung three equations, three unknown. No? So we have 0.0101 PBD. So transpose natin yung PDC para magkatabi sila. And then transpose natin yung constant value na 0.1382. So this is negative 0.0418. So this is our equation 3. So lagay natin yung equation 1 and 2 para maging 3 equation, 3 unknown na siya. So I'll start with equation 2. So cosine 29.05 PAD, and then plus PBD, and then plus PDC cosine 29.05 equal to 34. So ito equation 2 natin kanina. And then equation 1, so that's negative PAD, and then plus PDC equal to 0. So ito equation 1. So sinetap ko lang siya ng ganyan para hindi tayo malilito sa calculator. Okay. So by using our equation mode for our calculators, so the values for the following forces are as follows. So we have PAD is equal to 15.87 kips. So positive yung results. PBD is equal to 6.23 kips. And then for PDC, that is equal to 15.87 pips. So, ibig sabihin, tama yung assumption natin na equal nga lang si AD and si DC. Okay. So, uh, the questions is what are the normal stresses at bar 1? So, for 14, so for bar 1, that is force in AD, that's 15.87 pips over the area 1.25. 12.70 KSI for number 14. For number 15, stress in bar 2. So we utilize yung 6.23 kips over 1.25. Is equal to 4.98 KSI. And then finally, for the displacement of at point D, so that is equal to the deformation of BD plus the thermal deformation of BD. So BD, so that's 6.23. So naka-kips. The length of BD is 18. So, times 12 para maging inches siya. Area is 1.25 and then bar 2 has a modulus of elasticity of 15,000. And then plus yung thermal deformation of BD, 0.1581. Therefore, thermal deformation, displacement at point D is equal to 0.22 or 2299 inches. So these are the solution and problems for situation. Okay, so for our last problem, no, so we have here situation E. So a reinforced concrete column that is designed to carry an axial compressive load. So we are given with the parameters of the stresses for the concrete and the working stress for steel. So we also have the material properties of their moduli of elasticity. And the objective of this problem is to determine what will be the number of reinforcing steel bars that is required, no, to resist the applied axial load if diameter of the steel bar is 18 millimeters. So at first, no, kung mapapansin nyo, wala siyang figure na given, but we could visualize, no, yung concrete column. So yung concrete column, no, is circular in shape for its cross-sectional area, and somehow meron siyang certain number of steel bar na nasa loob na hindi natin alam kung gaano karami. And applied siya ng axial load of 320 kilonewtons. So we assume that this is applied dun sa centroidal axis ng column, no, or dun sa center ng column. So kung titingnan natin yung cross-sectional area ng column, circular in shape, and then there's a certain number of steel bars na hindi natin alam gaano kadami, no? So nandito yung centroidal axis and meron siyang diameter of 200 millimeters. Yan. So based dito sa figure, no, the concrete itself will resist the axial load. So we have here the force of the concrete. And assuming na yung steel bars natin is placed symmetrically doon sa loob ng concrete, we could assume na yung force ng steel also applies doon sa centroidal axis ng concrete column. So, pag in-establish natin yung equilibrium equation, summation of forces along y-axis equal to 0, we could say that the force of concrete plus the force of the steel is equal to 320 kilonewtons. So, since stresses, binigyan tayo ng allowable stresses for the parameter, so simplify natin or i-alter natin yung equation in terms of stresses. So, we could say that this is the stress of concrete times the area of concrete plus the stress of steel and then the area of steel is equal to 320 kilonewtons. No, but the problem here is that wala tayong total area of the steel. Kasi the area of steel is equal to N or the number of steel bars times the area for a single steel bar which is 8 pi over 4 times 18 squared. So ito yung hinahanap nating unknown, no? So therefore, paano gagawin natin? So pag in-establish naman natin yung area of concrete, so alam natin na that is pi over 4, 200 squared, yung total area ng concrete column minus the area of steel. No? So, paano yung gagawin natin? Ibig sabihin, meron tayong missing variable dito. So, we could set up the equation na ang unknown niya is the area of steel. But first, bago tayo mag-proceed doon, consider muna natin kung ano yung mga stresses na gagamitin natin. Since hindi natin pwedeng i-maximize yung 6 megapascal for concrete and 120 megapascal for steel kasi hindi naman sila sabay masisira. So based dito sa figure, we could say that the deformation of the both materials would be the same. No? So the deformation of concrete is equal to the deformation of steel. So pwede natin i-set up na lang yung equation in terms of stresses. So this is stress ng concrete, uh, length ng concrete over E ng concrete is equal to stress ni steel, length ni steel over E ni steel. So since they have both lengths, so pwede natin siyang i-cancel out yan. Therefore, no, mabubuo natin yung equation. So stress of concrete over modulus of elasticity ng concrete given as 14 gigapascal. So for the steel naman, 200 gigapascal. Yan. So, by familiarization, no, we could say na i-maximize na natin yung stress ng concrete. So, equate na natin yung stress ng concrete equal to 6 megapascal. So, pag ginawa natin yan, so that will be 6 over 14 stress ni steel over 200 solving for the stress of the steel. So pag min-maximize natin yung stress ng concrete, ano yung magiging stress niya sa steel? So the stress in the steel is equal to 85.71 megapascal. So this is less than doon sa allowable stress niya na 100 megapascal. Therefore, this is safe. And we will utilize the values of stresses. So we will use stress of concrete equal to 6 megapascal and stress of steel equal to 85.71 megapascal. So ito yung gagamitin natin for our equation dito. No? So stress of concrete, so that's 6 times area ng concrete, so that's pi over 4, 200 squared minus area of the steel plus the stress of steel, 85.71 times area of steel equal to 320 kilonewtons. No? So from this equation, we could solve for the value of steel. No? Nakapag-produce ka ng one equation, one unknown. So solving for the values, so input na lang natin sa calculator. So since gumamit nga pala tayo ng gigapascal, So, multiply natin to ng 1,000. So, the value of the area of steel is 1649.79 millimeter squared. So, the area of steel is also equal to the number of steel bars times pi over 4. So, the required diameter is 18 squared. So, solving for the value of n, so this will yield to 6.48 bars or 7 reinforcement bars. So, this is for number 7. So, this concludes the discussion for the set B of the midterms examination.